Good morning, everyone, and if you're watching this on the day it was released, Merry Christmas as well.
To celebrate the holiday season and to honor the vote that was done a few months ago on the channel, we have come together again to go through Metal Gear Solid, originally released on the PlayStation.
That being said, this game is going to be a little different than our other playthroughs, as Joe will be playing through the entire game, and if we move on to later games in the series, we will switch who plays the game so nobody's left out.
Oh wait, guys, I didn't know I was playing this whole game that changes everything.
Yeah, that means Joe is going to be doing the first YouTube playthrough of this game that will reach 500 parts each, lasting half an hour at a minimum. I'm surprised if we get to the title screen today.
Wait, Donald, the game has its own words. I couldn't quite understand you there.
That is another important detail we're going to explain. This game has very long cutscenes and fully voice-acted dialogue, so there are going to be several minute stretches where we aren't going to be speaking as much as we usually do, in an attempt to let newer viewers experience the story without us constantly interrupting or talking over it.
I'm guessing during the main game we're going to be speaking as normal, correct?
That is correct. We will be keeping all of the required codec discussions, which are mainly just filler to describe the story, though we won't really do the optional ones so much, and we may talk over those ones a lot more if they aren't especially important.
I hope that doesn't bother us or the viewers, since I've never played this, so I don't really know what to expect for the story or the gameplay itself.
Yeah, I haven't played this game either, so I can maybe look up a guide, but I'm not going to be as knowledgeable as I am during our golf games.
I haven't either, so I'm excited to see what is in store for us.
That actually makes 4 of us, since I have not experienced the game myself. Though I do have a guide in front of me for gameplay, and I am vaguely aware of some story elements, so that should help us not get so lost.
I feel like I should mention we have gone through a couple minutes now, and I've just been focusing on what you all have been saying. I have no idea what the game is about.
From what I read, there's a guy named Solid Snake, and we have to sneak in somewhere because there's a nuclear threat.
Who is this Psycho Mantis guy that's being discussed now? That sounds like a weird name for someone.
Well, that's not his real name. He's mentioning the members of Foxhound, which seem to be our enemies, those being, of course, Psycho Mantis, Sniper Wolf, Vulcan Raven, Decoy Octopus, Revolver Ocelot, and their leader, Liquid Snake.
Wait, Sniper Wolf, isn't she that lady who docs Jack's films a while ago? I don't know why she would be fighting her here unless we're going to meet Jack as well.
No, this is just where she got that name from. They're not the same person.
Hey, since you mentioned Liquid Snake, is he related at all to Solid Snake? That seems pretty reasonable since they have similar names.
I doubt it. It's possible they just have the same codename and have no relation. How many snakes can there really be in this series?
Well, at least 2 based on what I can tell.
If this is the kind of observation skill we have to look forward to, I'm willing to bet this playthrough will last a long time. Isn't this supposed to be some kind of sneaking game?
That does sound correct. I've heard this game is more focused on stealth than most other games, though I don't think it's typically required.
Well, I suppose as soon as this scene ends, maybe we'll be starting the game itself.
Oh, good. We can finally start the game itself now. I don't want to think about Joe playing this on Extreme.
Wait, is this the guy? I didn't know this was going to be an underwater game, too.
I don't think it is one, otherwise we should be playing Liquid Snake.
Wait, Barack, was that supposed to be a joke?
Well, yeah, since if he is going to be in the water, it would make more sense if he was Liquid Snake instead of Solid Snake, since he would be in liquid. It was funnier in my head.
Oh no, this playthrough is going to be the end of me.
I'm going to swat down a couple of bothersome flies.
Okay, wait, is that Solid Snake? That would make more sense since he is on solid ground while the other guy was in the water like liquid. Or maybe he's Decoy Octopus, since octopuses are in the water too.
No, Joe, I assure you that the character you are playing as is Solid Snake.
I don't know about this. I'm pretty convinced this is liquid. It just makes so much sense when you think about it, even more so when this is a water game.
Oh, what's going on now? Is he getting a phone call?
This is Snake. Colonel, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's the situation, Snake?
Looks like the elevator in the back is the only way up.
Just as I expected. You'll have to take the elevator to the surface, but make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the select button.
Okay, what now he gets calls during this game and the words didn't even match. It clearly said a touchpad instead of select button.
I think I know what happened. Basically, Joe is playing this game on the Master Collection version, so there are some text changes to accommodate for the different buttons on the controllers. In this case, it says touchpad instead of select button. But the audio is unchanged. I looked some of this up online just in case it would be confusing to us or the viewers.
Oh, that's great. We're nearly 6 minutes into the video and we've just now actually started to play it. And Joe's going into the water despite having no reason to.
Hey, I'm getting this ration. Don't criticize my decision making. This ration will probably be useful whatever it does.
My guide I mentioned earlier should help. Basically what you do in this game is sneak around and try not to get spotted by the enemies, though you do have weapons in case you do have to. That ration, when used, will refill some of your health, so it is good to have them available when you can.
Well, I don't plan on getting caught, but that's good to know. I'm sure I'll get through this game very easily.
Somehow I doubt that. Not because I doubt your abilities, although that is a major reason. It's also because I've heard this is quite a long game, and I don't think you'll be getting through it without at least a few issues.
Just as you say that I got myself another ration, with 2 I'll be getting through the game, even if I get caught a few times.
Guys, I just thought of something. What exactly is supposed to happen here? Joe's just kind of moving around aimlessly, which I would normally complain about, but I don't see anything to do otherwise.
Well, that guy from earlier went up the elevator, so I think we have to wait for it to come down, and then our path forward will be more obvious.
Well, in that case, if I just carefully walk across this puddle to not make any loud sounds, I'm just going to hide up here and nobody will catch me.
This gameplay is absolutely thrilling. I can only wonder how it became such a well-regarded series. Okay, really, now can we actually make some progress today, please?
Come on now, Donald. The people watching this are probably watching this on their new phones or new gaming console or set of headphones and are just happy to see another President Central upload. And don't mind, we're just standing in one spot.
Sorry, Joe, I wasn't paying attention. We got a phone call from some guy and told us to wait for the elevator, which we've already been doing.
Yeah, I have to agree with Donald. This is not a very exciting start to the playthrough. We haven't had much to really do gameplay-wise for about 8 minutes now. And I don't know when we will start actually doing things.
All right, it looks like the elevator is finally coming down. There's something we can actually do now.
Wait, I don't think I can go yet. There's that thing on the top right, and it looks like it's showing me there's a guard there. And he could see me if I tried going over. I'd have to wait until he's not there first.
I would applaud you for putting in some actual cognitive thought into your decision making, but it just leads us to waiting in the same spot yet again for even more time.
Oh good, we're up the elevator and can make some actual progress now?
The screen suddenly going dark isn't my idea of progress.
Hold up. I have the feeling this is going to be the part where he does something really cool.
Yeah, he took his mask off and left evidence of an intruder to anyone who uses the elevator. Very cool.
There are a lot more shots of this elevator coming up than I would have expected.
What's happening now? He ran 5 feet ahead and just stopped for no reason. Oh, good, another phone call. Who didn't see that one coming?
It's Snake. I'm in front of the disposal facility.
Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit.
How's that sneaking suit working out?
Can we actually move on to the game instead of having constant calls every 5 seconds, please?
This is Alaska, you know.
Take it easy, I'm grateful. If it weren't for your suit and your shot, I would have turned into a popsicle out there.
Ooh, a popsicle sounds good. I think I'm going to get one after this recording session is done.
Joe, we can't have you be distracted by food while you're on a mission. This is going to be a complete failure if you're not focused.
Yeah, you're right. I think I have some popsicles in the White House freezer room. I'll get one after this is done.
Wait, you have an entire room that's just a freezer?
Yeah, for my ice cream collection.
Behind D. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
Hey, is this that Solid Snake guy from earlier near that Hind D?
Joe, I don't know how much more obvious we need to make it before you realize that is not Solid Snake. The person you are playing as is named Solid Snake, not the other person.
I have been paying very close attention. And if he called himself Solid Snake, I would have noticed it, but he only refers to himself as Snake, which I can only assume he means liquid, of course.
I know it's easy to be distracted by Joe's inability to think clearly, but should we just ignore that Hind D that's flying away now?
What exactly do you suppose we do? Shoot it down with missiles? We don't exactly have anything to do right now.
I suppose you're right. Maybe we can ask this Colonel person, since he wants to call us, to explain everything possible about the game.
Donald, I have the feeling you're not exactly enjoying the slower pace of this game so far, with the amount of complaining you've been doing in the past several minutes.
I suppose I'm not being completely fair, as we haven't exactly gone through a game released on the PlayStation yet. And it's more cinematic by comparison, but for me it's just a lot of dialogue that's done between mostly static images.
Are you saying that it's not entertaining to see characters that show static images with dialogue going back and forth with each other through most of the experience?
That is what I'm saying, yes.
Are you absolutely sure that it is boring to watch images of characters talking with each other? Would that change if they were in the top corners of the screen instead of slightly closer to the middle like they are in the game?
I would agree that is more entertaining, yes.
Oh, good. That was just about to get really hypocritical. And look, Joe C. Mei Ling, who was just introduced, called the character you are playing as Solid Snake. Did you see that?
Well, no, sorry. I was going to the White House freezer room to get a popsicle. I just came back a second ago.
Never mind that, Joe. Focus up. It's time for something actually important.
The bright dot in the middle is you, Snake. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of vision. Be careful, Snake. The genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision due to their gene therapy. Make sure you don't let them see you.
First, I want you to infiltrate the disposal site and look for the DARPA chief.
The DARPA chief was injected with the same GPS transmitting nanomachines as you. He should appear on your radar as a green dot.
Get whatever information you can from him about the terrorists. If he's alive, that is.
Wait, were you talking to me? I was eating my popsicle?
Of course I was talking to you. I said your name. It's not like we have any other Joes here.
Since Joe obviously needs the reminder, the thing on the top right is the Soliton radar, and it's what he was looking at earlier, back when the elevator was coming down. It lets you see the vision of enemies, and it will go away if you're caught, so you won't know the general layout of what the area is like.
Oh yeah, that seems pretty simple.
I know what the screen says about calling when you're lonely, but Joe, please don't call them. The amount of calls in this video alone with these people is too much. I don't need even more to be happening.
Okay, good to know. Besides, I don't think Stormy Daniels has a codec number here. Otherwise, you would be calling her pretty often when you're lonely.
Wow, it's a good thing we're in a cold environment here because, Donald, you just got burned.
Nah, that was a cheap shot, but no, she definitely does not have a codec number. I've already tried.
I think we just missed an important bit of dialogue that said we could save with the frequency 140.96, since I'm sure Joe wasn't paying attention.
I'm about halfway done with my popsicle, then I will be ultra-focused for the remainder of the mission.
Don't worry, Joe. I think we'll be at part 78 before the game decides to let us actually do anything. So you have quite a lot of time.
Oh, good. Since sometimes I don't actually eat the popsicle at points, I just kind of like looking at it since I'm happy to be eating it, but then it starts melting. And then I have to put my hand under the popsicle to catch the drops. But then when I try to drink that, then some of it falls down anyway, and then I have to eat it really carefully.
I don't think anybody asked for that information, but thank you for sharing.
I think we should be paying attention to this for the mission.
But there's too much risk of being spotted by the enemy.
I can't just knock on the door and ask them to let me in. There's one sentry on the left and one on the right. They're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples.
Ooh, a pineapple. I think I have another popsicle that is pineapple flavored, but I won't eat it until later.
That was some very helpful information, Joe, but actually you can keep those facts to yourself next time.
What about the air duct near the door? There should also be a duct on the second floor.
I can't see it from here.
Oh, great. Even Snake doesn't have any idea of where to go. How is Joe supposed to figure this out?
Let you decide the best COA. I'm counting on you, Snake.
All right, guys, no more popsicle left. It's time to properly begin the playthrough.
I'm interested to see how you plan on getting into the facility. Do you have any strategies you plan on implementing?
Oh, not really. I'm just kind of winging it at this point and hoping things don't all fall apart really quickly.
That does not sound promising at all, and I wouldn't be surprised if you get caught out here.
At this point, I'm just happy someone is actually playing the game, so by all means, Joe, play it as you see fit.
Oh, I will. I imagine this has something important in it if it's driven all the way over here. I wonder how they drove this vehicle, considering there's no real roads that I could find.
I'm not really sure, but you got a SOCOM as it was just unattended, which is not really a good thing to do with any firearm. It should be useful when you get caught soon.
I think you mean if I get caught, since I don't plan on that happening at all in these videos. You better believe I'm going to be Bidening all over this game.
Okay, first off, please never say that again. And also, you seem to be doing well not getting detected. I would have thought your strategy of winging it would get several bullets in you by now.
Yeah, perhaps I was a little too hard on you earlier. This isn't a complete train wreck yet.
Oh, I don't think I can sneak past this guy. I have to hide. Guys, he's getting closer. I don't have any backup plans. Oh no, please don't see me here.
Wow, you got lucky that guy's IQ is really low, otherwise you would be caught, and who knows what would have happened after that. I get the feeling you need to get past him in order to get inside the building, so you'll still have to wait a little more.
I am happy, though, you managed to get away from him. I didn't want you to use your SOCOM on the second area of the game. That would be really sad and funny at the same time.
Yes, now we're finally making progress, Joe. I think you'll be okay once you crawl inside.
Oh yeah, this is such an exciting time. I'm ready for this to go on so much longer.
This dark vent area isn't what I would call really exciting personally.
Realistically, they're probably not going to be very well lit or anything.
Oh, are you kidding? Another one?
Snake, this is McDonald Miller. It's been a long time.
Master, what are you doing here?
I quit being a drill instructor, so I moved out here for some peace and quiet. I'm in retirement, just like you. Once in a while, I still help train the Alaskan Scouts.
Passing on the skills to a new generation, huh?
Teaching Joe is like 30 generations ago, so I don't think that's right.
I thought I might be of some use.
There's no one I'd rather have in a foxhole than you.
Hey, Foxhole, isn't that the group that we're supposed to be fighting?
No, Joe, that's Foxhound. It's definitely a different thing.
So call me if you have any questions about the flora or fauna out here. My frequency is 141.80.
I know I keep bringing it up, but can this game stop with the codec calls here? This is really a lot, especially for newer players, since they have no idea what is going on.
Well, actually, since there's not much going on, I did look up some important backstory that you should all be aware of. There were actually 2 games released before this game, Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake on the MSX. They had some important plot details and began the series. If we played those games before this one, we would notice a lot of similarities. But they're not required to enjoy the story or gameplay.
I appreciate you mentioning that, but before you say more, the guards mentioned the DARPA chief is in the first floor basement, so we'll need to go there soon.
Thank you for bringing that up. Basically, in Metal Gear, there was Solid Snake going to stop Metal Gear, and he eventually fought his commander, Big Boss, killing him because he was really the bad guy all along, plus he saved a lot of hostages, including Gray Fox. But then, in the next game, it turns out Gray Fox is fighting you, and Big Boss was alive after all, despite his apparent death. There were also games released on the NES and are even included in the Master Collection I mentioned earlier, but they are not a part of the story for the game.
Oh, is it that simple? Also, you mentioned in Metal Gear, Snake stopped Metal Gear. What did that mean?
Sorry about that. I meant in the game Metal Gear, he destroyed a war machine named Metal Gear. I should have made that more clear.
It's all right. It's kind of hard to explain. There's a lot more details to it as well, though I don't think we'll be playing it as a series, though. We may change our mind later. There's a briefing section in this game that goes over the stories in more detail in case you didn't play the game or have Ben to explain it.
How is it that all of that was explained and we're only just now out of the vent?
Well, this game has quite a slow pace, as you have already complained about multiple times and probably will continue to in the near future.
It's not my fault everybody in this game likes calling Snake when he's on an important mission.
Yeah, I kind of wonder what happens in the context of the game itself. Does Snake just sit still and listen to the calls, while other guards just have the chance of seeing him? That seems pretty strange.
That seems logical, but I'm not sure if the designers really thought about that very much.
Guys, I need complete concentration to get past this part, please.
Joe, what exactly are you focusing on? You're going on a straight path with no guards to see you.
I didn't want the guards to hear you all talking.
Joe, the guards can't hear us. There's no microphone to speak into the game.
Oh, good. Otherwise, this would have to be a really quiet playthrough.
Yeah, don't worry about sound, Joe. Though you probably do have a point about the sounds you make on that surface from before. I'm just guessing the guards won't hear that either.
Unless, of course, you tried to make a lot of noise to attract the guards to you.
No, I'm not trying that right now. I need to get good enough to evade everyone with silence, which I need to get to the elevator.
I'm surprised the game didn't have someone call you to say how to press the button.
I think that would be pretty funny, if not just to annoy Donald some more.
Okay, Mr. DARPA Chief. I'm at the first floor basement. Where are you?
According to that codec call from earlier, he is represented by a green dot on the radar, so he's actually quite close.
Oh, I know I'll go up this ladder and make my way into his room.
Oddly convenient how there's a ladder that leads into another vent, not like there's any other purpose for it being there.
The immersion of this game is really making think I'm in an actual dark, cramped air vent, and with all the excitement that comes with it, that being none.
Hey, that's a lady in the cell. Not who we're looking for, but good to know in case we need to break her out of here.
It looks like we'll finally be getting out of this vent soon and onto something more interesting.
Who's that?
It's Liquid Snake coming to your rescue.
Oh my goodness, Joe, that's still the wrong guy.
I'm here to save you. You're the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, right?
You here to save me, huh? What's your outfit?
I'm the pawn they sent here to save your worthless butt.
Really?
Yep, we're here to save you also. Do you know if you can help us beat Foxhound 2? I'm kind of supposed to be fighting them soon.
He is definitely not meant to be here for fighting purposes. We have to do this ourselves.
Slow down. Don't worry. First, I want some information about the terrorists.
The terrorists?
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuke?
What are you talking about?
The terrorists are threatening the White House. They say if they don't...
Hold up, guys. They're threatening the White House. That's where I'm at. If I fail this game, is it going to kill me?
Is it possible?
No, this is a fictional game, and it's not going to kill you if you don't succeed.
Okay, good. I was getting worried there.
How did they plan to launch? I thought this place was just for keeping the dismantled warheads. They shouldn't have access to a missile.
What I'm about to tell you is classified information. Okay.
All right, everyone, it's classified information, meaning we better not see any documents stuffed in boxes at Mar-a-Lago later with this.
That was fake news. I was storing toilet paper in there.
Weapon with the ability to launch a nuclear attack from any place on the face of the Earth. A nuclear-equipped walking battle tank.
Metal Gear. It can't be.
You knew? Metal Gear is one of the most secret black projects.
A black project, what does that mean, Barack?
Is there any reason why you asked me in particular that question?
No, not really.
If you two would pay attention, it looks like this is the part where it references the previous games with Snake destroying the Metal Gears in the past.
It's also a pretty good way of showing what we're up against if it really looks like this. And assuming we do have to destroy it later on.
That would be a very good assumption, though I'm guessing it won't be coming up for a while.
Joint project between Arms Tech and ourselves. We were going to use this exercise as raw data and then proceed to mass production. If it hadn't been for the revolution.
Revolution?
Rex has fallen into the hands of terrorists.
Rex.
Hey, I know a guy named Rex. He was in a lot of my past stories in my childhood. Can I tell one of them now?
I'm having enough trouble keeping up with this story. I don't think I can handle yours as well. Maybe in the next golf video or something you can tell it.
They're all experienced in handling and equipping weapons.
Hey! Shut up in there, will ya?
So this guard just blatantly hears a prisoner talking to someone for over a minute and doesn't even suspect there's someone else who may have snuck in. These guards really aren't very smart. If I were there, I would have immediately suspected someone was in there.
With safety measures. Some kind of detonation code that you have to input.
Oh, you mean PAL? Yes, of course. There is a PAL. It's set up so
I think I saw an eBay listing on Mar-a-Lago's account with the PAL code being sold. Donald, do you know anything about that?
First off, that isn't how you say pal. And second, no, I had no involvement with whatever that was.
President of Arms Tech.
That's right. Each of us needs to input our password, or there can be no launch.
So if the chief and arms tech guy both die, they can't launch. That's good to know if we need to get rid of them.
That would have been a good idea, but he just said the password was taken from him anyway.
Read people's minds. You can't resist.
Psycho Mantis.
One of the members of Foxhound. He has psychic powers.
This is bad.
It's just a matter of time before they get Baker's too.
I'm guessing Psycho Mantis is going to be a pretty big threat. I don't know what it's like to fight against a psychic enemy in a game.
I've got an idea, guys. If we just let it read Joe's mind, then we'll have our chance to attack, since there's nothing of value to read besides his next nap time and popsicle preferences.
No, I've been doing more than just that. Like I've been, you know.
It's an emergency override. Even without the passwords, you can just insert the card keys and engage the safety lock.
And if I do that?
Yes. You can stop the launch.
At least we'll be getting a card that can help us prevent the launch. That would be really bad if there was just no way to win.
Well, we can only get it if we're able to find this other guy that we still haven't found yet.
Card keys. There are 3 different slots to put them in. You need to insert a card into each one of them.
Okay, 3 card keys. Do you know where they might be keeping Baker?
Somewhere in the 2nd floor basement.
Second floor.
Great, now we know generally where the other guy is. We can get to the elevator soon enough, since I think there was an option to go down there too, if I remember correctly.
Any other clues?
Yes, they cemented over the entrances, but didn't have enough time to paint them. Why don't you look for the areas where the walls are a different color?
Saying that's a different color just seems like a way to excuse the gameplay of having an easy way to tell which walls can be destroyed, though I guess it's better than having no way of knowing at all.
I'm glad we don't have Barack playing this right now as if it involves blowing things up. We all know he would go insane like he has recently.
No, I feel better. I'm not going to have any strange reaction to blowing anything up.
Security devices. They'll read the data stored in the card.
And the doors will open automatically. Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna get you out of here.
Has anyone else noticed we've been in a cutscene for about 6 minutes now, and Donald has barely complained at all? I think this is working out much better than it did in the start.
I don't know, I think since there's actually important things being discussed, that doesn't amount to simply exposition for things that have already happened, or calls with people that aren't even here.
What about the Pentagon?
Pentagon? What is it?
I felt this way once after eating a bad burrito, so I can relate.
Hey, what happened?
That guy is definitely dead. That was kind of weird.
That is kind of understating it. Is that just something you see happen often?
Dead.
Oh, yep, another call. I figured it's been too long since we got the last one.
I don't know. It looked like a heart attack, but...
A heart attack? No,
Colonel, are you hiding something from me?
absolutely not. Snake, you've got to understand. This op is security level red. You need the
Guys, is security level red something I should know about?
I don't think it's something you have to worry about. It's just a way he's explaining to Snake that he doesn't have all of the information. Whether or not that is actually true, I don't know.
I'm Just here as your support. Snake, we don't have time to debate. Get out of there and find President Baker.
So I was thinking, how exactly are we going to get out of here? I don't think we can go up through the vent again, and the door here is clearly locked, so I can't think of any ideas.
I've got no idea, but it will come to me.
Joe, what are you doing now?
I'm teabagging this guy like the kids do in their Call of Duty's game.
That is not helping us at all. We need to find a way out of here.
I think if I just look out here long enough, someone will notice and let me out. Hey, it worked.
Don't move.
She sounds like that lady in the other cell, I think.
So you killed the chief, you bastard.
No, actually what happened was we fell from a vent and came down, in which after we had a discussion on Metal Gear, he just suddenly had a heart attack, which doesn't sound as reasonable now that I say it out loud.
Don't move.
Is this the first time you ever pointed a gun at a person? Your hands are shaking.
Come on now, Snake, it's pretty cold, so that might be it. Also, even she called him Liquid, so that must mean I am right.
No, Joe, you and the character there are wrong. That is Solid Snake.
It's all right to be wrong. It happens to the best of us.
Guys, who cares at this point?
Shot a person, am I right?
You talk too much.
You haven't even taken the safety off, rookie.
I told you I'm no rookie.
You're not one of them, are you?
Open that door.
How are we supposed to open it? Snake came through the vents. It's not like we just got handed a card that automatically opens doors when we're near them. Oh wait, actually we did get that, never mind.
Don't think, shoot!
Uh-oh, Joe, you got an alert after all.
In his defense, I don't think this is something that could have been avoided for story reasons.
Okay, I don't know if there's a goal here, but I have no strategies right now.
I think if you just keep shooting them, eventually they'll stop coming in.
What are you waiting for? Shoot!
Don't talk to me like a rookie.
I'm telling you, shoot!
Did anybody else see that naked guy in the background there?
I did, but I hope nobody else would, since it seems really weird for him to be there. Maybe he was the guard and that lady took his outfit.
Oh yeah, I got another ration. Nobody's defeating me today.
I am glad you have it. Otherwise, you probably would have died to all the gunfire here.
I think they're done.
You were saying,
Okay, maybe they're not all done after all.
Don't worry, everyone. Just watch this and believe in me.
It doesn't look like a smart strategy to just walk right next to him and start punching, while there's also someone shooting right at him.
did they really just throw grenades at us? That's kind of a cheap move. It's not like we had anything like that for us to use.
It doesn't matter what they throw, since I know I will be victorious, since I am the master of playing as Liquid Snake.
Thanks for the help.
What do you mean, thanks for the help? You were the one who took their time actually shooting anyone, rookie?
You fool! You've killed him! I'm sorry, sir.
His mental shielding was very strong. I could not dive into his mind.
Now we'll never get that detonation code.
Boss, I have a good idea.
I don't think we've met those people before. I'm guessing they're from Foxhound, but I don't know how we would have seen that happen.
Maybe it was that Psycho Mantis guy, since he apparently has psychic powers. That's my only guess.
Good girl. Just like that.
Okay, that definitely has to be him.
Instead of doing another codec call, I just wanted to say thank you to those of you watching. And Merry Christmas if you're watching it on the day of release.
Yeah, I'm having a great time playing it so far. I think it will be fun to go through the whole thing.
And as typical for us, make sure to comment, and subscribe for more videos like this.
It will be a long playthrough, but it should be a good time for everyone. So long, people.